All right, let's talk about Kirk Cousins and really what went wrong for Kirk Cousins in this game. I mean, it was a tough game. It was. I'm not gonna say everything went poorly. There were some good moments, like for example, the play you see on your screen. This is a Drake London play, and honestly, I could probably pick a dozen Drake London plays in this one. Some where he didn't even get the ball, but it ran great setup routes. This is just a quick example, though, of what London brings to this team. It's a one-on-one matchup against a cover two zone. You see that one display begins. He runs this route really well, gets inside leverage, and immediately just has a window for Cousins to be able to hit him. It's nothing fancy, but it's a clear window. Cousins makes this quick throw, London makes the grab, and they pick up a first down, right? Like, Drake London did some really nice things, and I don't have any Bijan Robinson plays here, but he also, I thought, did some really nice things, despite maybe not having the most overwhelming statistical day, only 3.9 yards per carry, but I thought he was really good, actually. So, there were some things working really well for this offense. Obviously, I mean, we got to talk about some turnovers, but I actually want to get into a couple other negatives before we get there. First, this play, which I thought was, just as bad as some of these turnovers, to be honest. This is a zone coverage concept in the red zone on a 3rd down and 6. So, key play, right? You have a chance to score 3, but you'd love to be able to score 7 here. Cousins takes a snap. Darnell Mooney runs a really good route. And against zone coverage, there is a clear window. I mean, if Cousins makes this throw, this isn't just a first down. This is a walk-in touchdown for Mooney. This is, quite frankly, a throw you have to make if you're going to be successful. But this throw is just off. It's too short. Mooney can't quite make that tough catch. Looked like he almost had it for a second, but it was actually incomplete. And because of that, they have to settle for a field goal attempt, which they then missed. So this was a 7-point swing, not making a, I don't want to say easy throw, but a throw that, let's be honest, we expect Cousins to make. And let's also be honest, we expect Desmond Ridder to make, right? It is what it is. That's a throw you have to make, and he missed it. Also heading over to this one, this is another issue that there just is with Kirk Cousins is every time there's contact, I feel like it's an issue with him. You see the Chargers right now, they're showing a potential blitz, but they're not actually going to go with an all-out blitz the way it might look. Watch, they kind of have a couple guys drop back into coverage, but because of just the, where they showed pressure, they do get a player who's going to be unblocked at the line. So good job there. It's a 3rd down and 5. And the thing about Cousins is, I mean, he needs to get the ball out of his hands now. I mean, that's just, he's not the kind of player who he can make a guy miss in the pocket and do something else. They're really, for the Falcons to work, for the Falcons offense to work, they need these plays to work quickly. Like, that's just how it is. Because there's quick pressure, Cousins, doesn't make a great throw. It also gets tipped at the line. And I'll be honest, that was going to be intercepted if it wasn't tipped at the line. So Cousins has to be thankful that, that could have been, I believe at the time, that would have been interception 2 at that point. But nonetheless, just it's an issue that the Falcons just have with their offense is they need first reads to get open. That it's just that simple. Now let's get into the turnovers, what a lot of you are here to talk about, so we'll talk about them. First, this one, it's a zone coverage play, and I don't know what's going on with Atlanta, but they've had this happen several times this season. I don't know why it's happening, but the concept itself on paper should work. You're going up against a cover 3 zone. You have a receiver run a route that's just kind of trying to clear out the corner route that's towards the top of the screen. And then you have Drake London running a route that hopefully the corner isn't there. The play action brings players in. You get a wide open player, right? This is why they say you want to run the ball a lot. It helps set up plays like this. Well, here's the issue. Cousins takes the snap and the play action part works, but when he throws it down the field, a Chargers defensive back just reads this play. And that's kind of the issue is, well, yes, these concepts on paper should work. NFL players are smart, and they can see, oh, you're running one of these concepts that works against the coverage we're running. Let me try and beat that concept. That's what's happening here. It is Cousins' job to notice this. It is. He's the guy who has to read it. This time, it gets intercepted pretty easily, too. Another thing that we'll talk about it on some later plays. Ball's not exactly coming out in a hurry. I feel like I mean, the velocity just isn't what I feel like we're used to seeing with Cousins. He's never been a huge arm guy, but just feels like it's taking a half tick longer to get there. And honestly, I don't even know if they needed that because it was already covered up. Like, this play was probably the biggest swing in the game. So it's a 4th down and 5, and Atlanta's in one of those awkward things where you're not going to kick a 57-yard field goal here. Younghoe Koo's banged up. Probably shouldn't have even been playing in this game if he's that banged up, if we're being honest. But you're not going to kick a field goal. You could punt here, but you're only going to get about, realistically 30 yards of field position. Maybe you can pin them deep, but that's probably what you're going to get. So, hey, why not? Let's go for it. Let's try and see if we can, make something better happen and get the first down and try to score points. Already up a point late in the third quarter. Well, you see Darnell Mooney's route against zone coverage. Cousins takes a snap. He looks in that direction. And as of right here, you totally see why Cousins likes this route. There's two issues, though. First is that Darnell Mooney, he looks like he's about to cut where he is right now, but that would be in front of the first down marker, right? He would still need a couple yards to gain to get the first down. So he actually runs a little bit further deep. Cousins expects him to go there, and also, again, that ball takes a while to get there, doesn't it? Not a ton of velocity, which gives the Charger defensive back plenty of time to jump the route and not just get the pick. I mean, the second he did it, you knew it was going to be a pick six because he had that running start. So just a bad play by the Falcons in general. Maybe it was a miscommunication, but it's still not a good play, and it's actually a horrible time to run that miscommunication. And to be honest, even if that wasn't a miscommunication and Cousins got the ball there in a hurry, I don't think that's going for the first down. I think they probably gain 3 yards and then get tackled there. So either way, it was just a bad call by Cousins. It was not his worst decision, though. That belongs to this play, which, again, I'm going to pause it just to set the stage. It's a 3rd down and goal at the 12-yard line. Or 13-yard line, excuse me. I would say, if you feel like there's a play that could work but is maybe a little bit more risky, I don't think this is the worst time in the world to try it. But it's also worth mentioning there's still over 9 minutes left. Getting 3 points does help you. It does. Cousins takes a snap. The Chargers are just defending the goal line, essentially. Cousins is able to step up in the pocket and floats one, and you're just kind of wondering, what are you seeing here? Part of me is wondering if he was trying to get it to Mooney and was, the other Chargers player was hoping that Chargers player wouldn't see it. But there are multiple Chargers players that have a closer angle to this ball. This gets intercepted, and I mean, it can't happen, because if you get 3 points there, it completely changes the game. They did get kind of close to field goal range. And again, it's no guarantee with Koo playing injured, right? Do they kick 2 field goals? But they had a chance there, and this play kind of blew it. Finally, the 4th interception was really just, Cousins had a day that was bad enough to consider it a 4-interception day. This was not a bad play. I mean, you're trying to fit it through a tight window because you have to. It's 4th and 12, and as I mentioned, Cousins kind of has to throw it to the first read. He doesn't have mobility to extend plays and make something happen on his own. He needs the play to work as designed. If it doesn't work as designed, what are you going to do? But even if you have legs, I still think that's probably a fine throw to make, trying to make something happen on 4th and 12. No issue there, but a lot of issues with the other stuff. So yeah, I mean, listen, as of right now, Cousins just isn't playing good football, and they're paying a lot of money to get good quarterback play, and unfortunately, they're paying a lot of money to get bad quarterback play right now. Things absolutely can turn around. To pretend like Kirk Cousins, can't get better would be unfair, I think. And I still think if you can protect him and you can start to get guys open quickly, you have a chance. They're playing Minnesota, who blitzes a lot next week. We'll see how that goes. But as of right now, I mean, it's looking tough. I said this on the podcast. I agree with it. Given the information we have now, I say throw Penix in there, see what he can do. But, we'll see what they do. I think they're not going to do that. I think they've announced they will stay with Cousins, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.